Restream seems to be receiving you. I assume next will be Twitch. Twitch is receiving you, and that probably means YouTube is receiving you, so feel free to go.
Okay. Hello everybody, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included Season 3. And this is...
Episode 4.
Okay. Let's see who we've got. So we have Bellorso Drills, Die Kick Bulls, Crazy Potato, Vladdy, Babom, Adam, Radiator, Taka, Mere Version 2 and Jade Dog.
Oh yeah, that's right, he killed me.
I killed you. And let's see, so we were growing some mealwood, but I think our main source of food is
Radiators?
Mush bars.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a shame. You should have said hello to radiators.
Oh, hello, Radiator.
I created a very weird segue that didn't work. Oh yeah,
chat.
right.
Oh, thank you.
There, see, people.
Alright, now, we're getting quite a build-up of carbon dioxide and there's no place for it to go, but we'll be expanding the base, which will help that a little bit. We've got polluted water being pumped up for irrigation in the hydroponic farm. Let's have a look at the temperature overlay. So yeah, we're getting such a lot of cold air coming in here. But we'll be opening up more hot air. I'm not too worried about the mealwood because I think our main source of food is going to be sleet wheat.
Of course. I've now collected 59 grams of salt. Well, in return I shall turn on advertising. Take that.
Right, let's see what else. So the thing we need to do next is power. We've got to, because at the moment the only power we've got is manual generation, and we need to start making some automated power. And up here we have a natural gas geyser. So we're going to use that, but that takes quite a bit of infrastructure. First thing that we need to tackle is we need to build a room to deal with carbon dioxide. Somewhere where we can pump the carbon dioxide into to scrub it. We've got a lot of chlorine around here, so we need to avoid that. So I think what we're doing, I think the plan is to open up the area around here a little, and we'll use this area here for building our power infrastructure. Now we are going to need some abyssalite, so I need to cut through some of this stuff and harvest some of this so that we can use it. Now this in here is hydrogen. I'm not too worried because it's quite low pressure, 348 grams, whereas out here it's higher pressure. So we'll be pushing into here, so the hydrogen won't be coming out. We've got a few puffs around the place, which is nice, and we'll be probably freeing that one as well. We do need a steam geyser, but I've not seen one yet, so hopefully if we open up here we will see one somewhere around here. Hopefully we'll come across one soon because we're going to need one. Right. Well, let's just get to...
Freeing that puffed. Clearly freeing him is the most important task you have. You're grinning
sure.
at me as if that's not a very strategic thing to do.
Right, let's just build this out of sandstone. I'm going to cut through here.
Fine, it might not be strategic, but it'll get you bonus points on the internet.
What will?
Freeing him.
We will free the puffed. Right. Now, there is a bug in the game. I mean, there's a few bugs, but the one that's most affecting at the moment is when the dupes are unhappy and they give their little animations showing that they're not happy with something, they're sick or they're cold or whatever, then they freeze and do a little animation. That animation takes just as long no matter what speeds we play on.
Look at that, Babom is here, so we could have
Hello,
streamed Urban
Babom.
Empire. Disregarding the statement that he can't stay for long, we should have streamed Urban Empire.
I did say to Mia, I said, gee, what should we stream? Should we do this? Should we do Urban Empire? And Mia said, Babom's not here, so I said, oh, well, we won't do Urban Empire then.
Well, that's exactly why we should do it.
And Mia laughed and said, Babom's not going to be here, we should do Urban Empire. And I said, no. Not if Babom's not going to be here.
Well, now he is here, so clearly we should switch gears.
He also says he can't stay for long. Who else is
I
here?
said we're disregarding that, and Radiator, you already greeted him.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, but he agreed with me. You're supposed to free him.
Yeah, we will free.
It's right
free
there.
Puffed.
Free him.
Free
right
him.
now.
Yes.
Prize priority. Sal, why is he not free yet?
Because the dupes are asleep.
He could be running out of air.
He's fine.
Don't they make air? So
They
that's
make
a
air.
joke.
He's actually running out of polluted oxygen to breathe, and he's in a chilly environment.
Babom has to leave again, but save your breath. Apparently he can't even load the video properly.
Oh dear.
Well, if he eventually watches this in form of a recording, you have been missed.
Idle. We've got idle people. Okay, idle people. Wouldn't mind if you were to dig out a little bit of this.
A little bit, that's everything.
I don't want them getting too close to here because I don't want that bleach stone being exposed and releasing chlorine. We're not ready to deal with chlorine yet.
Fair point. Radiator once had 4 puffs in his world, but they all died somehow. He thinks it was because of heat or something.
Yeah, puffs are really fragile. One of the problems with puffs is that they tend to travel up and down ladders and very fast and commit suicide at the top or bottom when they hit their head or their bum.
Well, that sounds like a bug.
Yeah. I mean, it is early access. So, there's quite a few things that just don't quite work the way that you imagine they're going to intend to be working.
Oh yeah, that's right. They moved on from that secret alpha thing to early access.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And a huge number of the problems have been resolved.
Did they fix that thing where you'd lose quantities by sending things through tubes or something?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
very good at describing bugs.
They focused a lot of their efforts on solving the problems with the water flow and the gas flow, where it get destroyed if you sent it through pipes.
I know it's unlikely, but do you think they have plans for implementing more background lore?
What?
Story? Are they going to implement any form of story progression in the background? I'm a sucker for these.
I haven't heard of anything like that.
So it's just a survival simulator for the sake of being one.
Don't know.
Well, it doesn't have to. I mean, that's what it's at the moment. I'd be looking forward to something that comes close to an explanation.
Yeah.
I like those. I like stories.
I know you do, Mia.
That sounded a little belittling.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're not. That sounded belittling, too. Belittling. Anyway, I shall give the microphone back to you. You can go on about bleach stones.
Well, we shall... Because I'm playing it on a slow speed, it's gonna be a bit of a slow progression. Let's see what we've got. Raw minerals. So this is the thing, abyssalite. We're going to need quite a bit of abyssalite, and that's what we're short on. So, and it's actually really slow to mine.
What are these weird bananas up there?
These things.
Sure, those two.
I thought you said bananas. Did you
I
say
did
bananas?
say bananas. I meant those.
Oh, those
bushy
things. These plants. They are pepper plants. Pincher pepper.
Please
they
excuse me
make
from
pincher
over
pepper
here
nuts.
in their bunch. It looks like a bunch of bananas.
Yeah.
Is that the technical term? A bunch of bananas when they're growing together? As
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I could have come up with a better name for that.
I'm sure you could have, me.
No, not me, they. I didn't invent English. Otherwise, Jesus Cowslapy Christ would be a more commonly used insult.
I'm gonna mop that just in case I get them in there, so that they're not wandering around in mucky water.
Radiator believes that they should add more options for oxygen generation and fix the maximum gas pressure for electrolyzers.
Yeah, and actually maximum gas pressure is one of the things that we're going to be dealing with the carbon dioxide as well. There is an exploit that you can use to overcome it. So if you have a tiny dreg of water like what we had down here, where it's just a skim of water, if you build a vent over the top of that, because it's already got water in the tile, it doesn't calculate the gas in the tile. And even if your surrounding is overpressurized, the vent will still emit gas.
Oh. That is interesting.
Useful.
But doesn't that lead to even more overpressurization?
It increases the overpressurization in the area, yeah.
That is scary. You could get killed like this.
At the moment, overpressurization isn't something that will kill.
Yet. So besides freeing that puffed, what's the plan for today?
Plan for today is to build a carbon dioxide room.
You're gonna have to make it quick. That cycle is gonna be over soon.
Oh, the plan for the in-game day?
Well, of course.
Oh,
I'm a duplicant in there. Of course I have to address everything out of my perspective. You're just a ghostly
Okay.
apparition from the afterlife, torturing me with bad hair.
While I can, I'm going to dig through that bit of abyssalite as well, so we can get some more abyssalite from there.
Can you build air vents out of abyssalite?
No, you build air vents out of metal.
Ah, it's a shame.
Let's see, so we should have exposed a little bit more over here. What have we got there?
Can you build anything heat conducting out of abyssalite?
Yes.
What?
Anything that conducts heat. Right, we've got someone stressed. Are the stress beds in play? Who's not
Look at
on
that,
the massage
Belos is
table?
here and is upset. You're not supposed
Hello,
to try and
Belosa.
finish this series. Don't worry, she's playing it on slow, so it'll
Yeah.
be a while. Also, don't worry, she tried to finish a series today, Urban Empire, but then she decided not to because I said a thing.
wasn't here.
What?
We decided not to finish Urban Empire today because Belorso's not here.
That's not what we said.
What?
We said we didn't finish it because Babom wasn't here.
Oh, Babom! Yeah, sorry.
I thought you just changed the story to fit whoever's in here. How did that warrant any salt?
Okay, so we can get them digging through that, and we can get them digging through that. So what we need to do first is to get rid of this water here, and we'll let this water down into our main reservoir. And then we can use this area here for a carbon dioxide processing room. and hopefully find a steam geyser in the process.
Radiator
Steam.
salt.
Steam. Okay, there's steam there. Now, hopefully, that means, yes, and the steam is, although it's very micrograms, so there's a very tiny bit of steam, but hopefully that's an indication that there is a steam geyser somewhere around here.
Apparently I deserve 1,000 kilograms of salt. That's quite concerning. Also, Bill also calls you derpy as always. Just watch out, stream chat. Eventually I'll turn you all to snails. And then we'll see who'll be laughing.
I must say, I am way more derpy on when I'm streaming than I am when I'm ordinarily gaming. Which I think's because my attentions get split.
So you're saying you should play more mindless games to focus your attention on chat?
No, I think chat had just put up with me being derpy.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried it. There goes the chance of making her play Fallout. But also would like to know what snails have to do with this. I don't know. Maybe the metric ton of salt we'll have in chat eventually.
These guys jumping across here are getting on my nerves, so I think we shall remove one of those.
I thought you left them there so they could jump there.
Well, yeah, but now I've built this.
Fair point.
And since we're going to be working over here quite a lot, I think the other thing I'll do is to put them a toilet in over here so that they don't have to keep running back.
As far as I know, yes, snails do dislike salt. And apparently we're on a quest to 1 million grams of salt, according to Radiator. Thank you, I'm working hard on that. And say hello to the spotted cow who wishes you a great mood.
Hello, spotted cow. And a great mood to you too.
Oh, Vladdy's here too.
Oh, hello, Vladdy.
How weird, they all just pop out of the underbrush. Underbrush, how do you call that wood that's underneath the normal wood?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about, me. But, you know.
Thieves hide there.
What? I mean, maybe it's just because I've got headphones on and I'm not hearing you properly, but it does sound like you're talking nonsense.
Do pretend you don't hear me. Belle also learned something new today.
Oh, what was that?
Snails dislike salt.
Ah. Slugs don't like salt either.
And Ralph is here, who says wag
Hello,
relax.
Ralph.
Oops. That road people speak again. So don't forget, you want to free that puffed.
Yeah, that puffed is going to be free, but I don't want to free him until we've removed the water that's above his head, because we don't want to kill him.
How are you going to remove the water?
I'm digging out this bit of abyss light there, and then we're going to dig a channel across. So this is why I've dug that in a direct straight line with the bottom of this.
Isn't there a receptacle at the end of that ladder?
Down the end of the ladder. Now this is water flows through that mesh tile, so it'll just flow straight in.
I forgot. I haven't been down there in a while.
Indeed.
The spotted cow would like to know if you've seen the picture Potato made for the spotted cow.
I did. What did you think?
That's not how I imagined a spotted cow. That's weird. That's really not what I was thinking. When people say spotted cow, even if it is a yellow-pink one. Also, I'm against graffiti. At least if it's done poorly. which in this instance it was.
Well, I thought it was a good drawing. I just don't know whether
It was a good
was...
drawing. I give Potato that. That was his usual quality. But again, not a big fan of poorly drawn graffiti. And just tagging your name or a phone number on a public wall is poorly done. If you want to leave your phone number there and then make humorous comments about it, at least make it arts. Oh well, what do I know? It probably is considered art. Ralph hasn't seen the photo, the picture Potato made though. If the spotted cow would be happy with it, I could try to link to it in chat. But of course, only if you want to. If you'd rather I keep it secret, I will refrain from linking to it. Also, Radiator starting a hashtag. Puffs deserve freedom 2017. I should tweet that as you.
Have I given you access to my Twitter account, Mia?
What do you think?
Did I?
I'm tweeting daily.
Are you?
Yes.
That's me.
Of course it's you.
I hadn't noticed.
Well, of course not. You don't use your Twitter for anything other than announcing your video releases.
No, I do. I just generally reply to
you do?
other people's. Yeah.
Oh, fine. Well, usually you also don't.
But
look
I
at
don't
your
look
own
at my
tweets.
own tweets. Yeah.
Yeah, see? I warned you. Ralph points out that this is his first Oxygen Not Included stream with you, so may you have a quick rundown of what's going on, please?
Oh, yes, certainly. So, Oxygen Not Included, if you don't know the game. We are in an asteroid of some description, lost in the depths of space, I believe. Let me see if I can do that thing where... Yes, okay. So, we have a tiny little colony here. There is a bottom which is full of lava, and there's a top which, I mean, actually it's way up there and way down there. And somewhere over to the side over here is the end of our world, and somewhere over the side over here is also the end of our world. And I need to be careful because while I'm in this view I can't see if anyone's committing suicide.
She killed me.
Yeah. Now, all of these people are called duplicants, and we print them every so now and then. In fact, our printing pod is about to give us a new friend. Every time we print a new person, so this is a 3D printer, all our duplicants get a mood boost because they get new friends, and they like having new friends. How well they work depends on things like their mood, and their mood is affected by their environment, their temperature, how pretty things are, which food they're eating, what clothes they're wearing,
how much oxygen they're breathing,
how much oxygen they're breathing.
As you can currently see, the majority of the background is more or less greenish or other gassy colours. They're not blue, which means the majority of the air you currently see is fairly polluted, and they'll be unhappy about breathing it.
They will.
Which is why the game is mostly called Oxygen Not Included.
So it's the first, so we're on, what did you say, Mia? Session 4?
4.
So the first 3 sessions were just basic survival, because when you first get going, you have a very small amount of food, and that's it, and a little supply of oxygen to get you going. And what we have to do is just get ourselves self-sufficient to start with. And we're nearly at the self-sufficient stage. We're not in any imminent danger, but the duplicants are a little bit derpy. And we are continuously getting themselves into fixes where if someone gets themselves trapped in an environment where they can't breathe, then they will suffocate.
Yeah, she did that to me, by the way.
That's what happened to. And I point out, Mia, at least I've reprinted you. I've not reprinted me yet.
Well, you should have reprinted you. I would have been spared this suffering. Speaking of suffering, A, say hello to Jimon.
Hello, Jim Horn.
That was unrelated, by the way. And B, Bill also would like to know how his duplicant is doing with you at the controls. He can't help but fear for his very life.
Let's have a look. So, Beloso, your health is at 99, your stress is at 40, but you're getting more stressed, which is because you had interrupted sleep. You probably needed to go to the toilet in the middle of the night. Mind you, the environment's chilly, and that's probably causing people to wake up at night. See, because there's a frozen biome immediately
Look
above
how
us.
nicely those temperatures over there look.
Yeah, at the moment everybody's sleeping in a freezer who's sleeping on this side. So like Taka is sleeping at minus 38. Radiator
38, that's minus
3.8, sorry.
You lunatic!
Radiator is sleeping at minus 5.2. Adam's sleeping at minus 5.8. But
minus 38. I can't get rid of that number.
Was it Beloso who asked?
Yeah.
Beloso, you're not as bad. You're sleeping at 6.2, but yeah, that's going to be upsetting people.
I know, I'm pretty sure he'll be happy over there.
Alright, once we've finished cutting through this abyssalite, things will speed up quite rapidly, because abyssalite's one of the... I think it's the hardest rock to cut through.
Ralph now assumes that, judging from your description, this sounds like a China simulator. Oh, that's a bit harsh. And Vladi's got a hangover from when he was at Copenhagen, from the 22nd to the 24th of June, which, according to Google, is a rock festival, I assume. Copenhagen, I don't know. Well, it sounds fun to people who enjoy that sort of thing. Radiator points out that it's funny how the game is called Oxygen Not Included, but the area you start in has a pretty high concentration of oxygen.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty included to me.
We actually have a little pocket of clean oxygen just here. Speaking
of clean oxygen,
and that's because of the puffs.
Hashtag Free the Puffs 2017.
Yeah, we're getting to it.
Oh, you're not. You haven't freed it yet. And Bell also confirms it's better chilly than hot. Radiator wants you to use a space heaters, otherwise we would get hypothermia, wouldn't we?
Space heaters are really good, but you need a power source, because otherwise they'll switch off in the middle of the night. And at the moment, all we've got is 2 hamster wheels, because we're actually still fairly early in the game. As soon as we've got power, then yeah, that's what we'll do. Right, now what I'm going to get them to do before I let this... So should I just let the water out and then let them sweep it? Yeah, let's let the water through.
Ralph points out that the Friday the 13th game is on Xbox. His computer's unfortunately not good enough to run games like that, so he'd really like to have it for the console. Well, in my personal opinion, I'd like to say that...
Oh, hang on, no, cancel that. The water's coming of its own accord.
Well, move them away. They're going to step in that soup.
Yeah, they will.
They'll be drenched in it on the ladder.
They will. And then they'll be very unhappy about it. Right, let's see if we can find them something to do somewhere else. Right, guys, come and build. That'll keep you busy. Build that, because we want these built anyway. Build that.
To return to my ramble about Friday the 13th, it just seems like an overproduced version of the same game concept that we've already gotten several times in form of Steam indie games like Dead by Daylight or all the other ones. I don't actually know all of them. And even for its overproduction values, it doesn't seem to be that good. I've heard several reports of it being fairly buggy. But what do I know? Let people buy into the overpriced type, I guess.
Salt from here.
Thank you. Speaking about that, Ralph calls out for a Ralph duplicate.
Oh, okay. Our next duplicate shall be Ralph.
Congratulations, that is a death sentence.
It
Trust
is
me.
not. There's only...
Oh, trust me, I've been there, I died. Just to reiterate an earlier point, Bell also confirms that 6 degrees Celsius sounds cuddly. And Vladi illustrates that Copenhagen was a metal festival in Copenhagen. It was sold out for 2 years straight with estimated of 23,000 people.
Wow.
That is insane. Well, I imagine that sounds like a fun thing for people who enjoy that. The most fun for those kind of fun-seeking people. I'm trying to subliminally point out that this is not my cup of tea.
I'm just waiting for this. This should burst any moment and let the majority
kill the puffs.
It is a risk, but there's nothing I can do about that.
Okay, scratch that hashtag. New one, Capture the Puffs 2017.
Puffs are not really capturable.
Capture them. Enclose them. Save them. Ralph wants you to imagine a little mirror on your shoulder critiquing everything you say plus saying what to do all the time. Don't worry, she's already got that.
I need a little mirror on my shoulder.
Sure, it's a bit larger and I don't like to sit on people's shoulders. That's a bit close to their personal space.
Right, to keep them busy, I am going to dig through... Actually, no, not there.
Jim Hon would like to know how many people have died already since both you and me died earlier on.
Nobody.
Oh, concerning. You should change that. And look, I got some salt. I've now collected 62 grams of it. They really screamed for salt. Quite a lot of it.
There we go. Okay, so the wall's breached now, the water's flowing through.
Come on, people, that's a bit much there. We jumped from 61 grams of salt to 66. 67. Fine.
That water's flowing awfully slowly.
And Ralph is calling for the quest to 100. You should aim higher. Radiator wants to get me to a ton of salt. Literally. Oh, the puffs survived. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Terry points out, who you haven't greeted yet,
hello, Terry.
that Mir should write his own overpriced buggy game and become rich. He'd still be salty, but he could afford to be miserable. I don't like buggy games.
Oh, new friends. Okay, so let's have a look. So Ralph wanted to be our new friend. Now, let's see who we are going to bring in.
Hashtag save the puffs has been repeated. There's also hashtag make the asteroid great again. And I've collected more salt.
Right, dimensionally inept. At this moment, we need everybody to be able to build. So Devon is out. So it's going to be either Mima or Max.
Max looks like a elf. I'm only saying that because Mima looks like my grandmother, and that's not a elf.
Well, let's have a look. So either of these two, Mima's got nothing great going.
She's flatulent.
Is she?
She's a biohazard. Doesn't that mean she...
No, it means she falls sick all the time.
Oh! For a second there, I was worried.
Now, the thing about Max is that although we don't need another artist, we've got Potato.
Yeah, fair point.
But Iron Gut is fine. Slow Learner's not a problem because that just means that that this duplicate will skill up slower. But there's a couple of good things here. Stress response is Ugly Crier. That means that if this duplicate's stress reaches 100%, he sits down and cries and upsets everybody around him, as opposed to vomiting, binge eating, or destruction. Ugly Cryer's not too bad. There's nothing that he can't do. I think, yeah, this is probably a good one. So,
Relph. RELPH.
Relph, you're in.
Congratulations.
Yay!
It will be a slow and painful death for you.
It will not.
Speaking about slow and painful
Already got
deaths,
yeah?
Jim Hon gets no cheese. Because he requested cheese, I guess. And Ralph wants to scrap all hashtags and just stick to hashtag near needs salt. So we can sell all this salt for money. I'm not selling my salt, it's hard earned. Terry Love points out that this asteroid is becoming a salt mine. I get more salt. And Mir is a glorious German salt mine. Jim Hon urges people to go easier on the salt. I might disable the command. Or Jim Hon fears that they might kill me. I doubt that.
Alright, I think we'll dig through maybe to about there. At some point we'll need to put mesh tiles in again.
And Bell also points out that Mima apparently has something to do with the Big Bang Theory. I wouldn't know, I don't watch that. Jim Hon is unsure if Sal's dead. You should check again. Are you dead?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay.
I managed to suffocate myself. In
Oh,
one
yeah,
of
that's
those
true.
instances where it would have been extremely easy to survive, but I just did all the wrong things at the wrong time. I heard one of those, oh, there it is. Forgotten what it's called. What's it called? A hatch.
Is Vladdy still alive, or is he dead
No,
already?
Vladdy's alive. Everybody's alive.
Well, you better check on him just to be sure.
Vladdy. Taka, radiator, Adam, bomb, drills.
That's Cots.
Vladdy, there's Vladdy.
Oh, there he is.
Grimy, dirty hands, light wounds, trench stench, interrupted sleep, and he's tired.
Oh,
But he's got a new friend, and he's happy about that.
Of course.
And he's sleeping in... Let's have a look. What's the temperature there?
Bell also points out that in The Big Bang Theory, the
0.5.
character of Sheldon Cooper calls his grandmother Mima.
Ah,
Well, I
see.
guess they referenced that, and the only reason why I brought up elderly relatives is because the hairstyle reminded me of some.
Right. So I've just got those guys digging over there while this water drains out, and then we'll get back to this area.
Radiator points out that 1 gram of salt is about 3 cents. And the spotted cow would like to know if you've got a cow to kill.
We shall make the cow the next duplicant. Let's see, we should be able to cut away all of this without a problem.
And people seem really happy. They've almost already accumulated $3 worth of salt.
Can't build that yet. That would be dangerous.
Terry Love points out that being dead is something you should try once in your life. Well, I did. I was peacefully dead until Sal brought me back again.
I reprinted the Mir version 2.
Yeah, that's not really pleasant, I'm telling
What are you doing? Why are you walking that way across, you fool? If they're going to use this as a walkway, and they are going to use this as a walkway, we need to
It's the scenic
level
route.
it. There does seem to be something in the code in the game that encourages the duplicants to take the slowest possible route anywhere. Who's that with the spores? That's Jade Dog.
Vladdy points out that all the problems his duplicate version has is totally him too.
Okay, now we can start putting tiles in up here.
Mir's now collected 73 grams of salt. And that's a bit
Yeah.
harsh. Bill also tells Terry to try death himself beforehand. It's not for Bill also.
So I went 15. Let's
Oh,
see.
come on, that's unfair, guys. Jim Hon has just given me Roustone number 12, Salt Corpse. And Terry Love waits with dying until he has finished his bucket list. Well, what's on it still? That sounded like I want him to die quicker.
Yeah, me.
Well, okay, fine. Equal treatment for everybody. So, people, tell me what's on your bucket list so we can kill you quicker. Let's be a bit more
Actually,
efficient
let's
about
just-
dying here. Terry Love used to have a boss who you take the slowest route to the pub possible so you wouldn't have to buy a round. Isn't the slowest route to the pub basically not going to the pub? How does that... I mean, does he only have to buy the first round? And people are too impatient to wait for his free round at the start, so that's why he made it slow? I don't entirely get that. I usually don't go out drinking with my boss.
So the way it works is like a group of you go to the pub and somebody gets in the first round, and I've always made it. It's always been the boss in my experience. I always get the first round in when I take my team out. That's just like the thing to do. But if somebody can't make it, like. Other people will set off early, some people will arrive a bit later. Obviously, the people who arrive early are not going to wait for someone to turn up to get in the first round. And whoever gets in the first round is going to get in more rounds than anybody else because you all take turns. Okay. Now,
On Terry Love's bucket
Yeah.
list is annoying the hell out of as many people as possible. Geesh. If you try to keep that up and stay persistent with it, you could become immortal. And not going to the pub would be seen as antisocial. Yeah, I know. I tried that. Worked out well for me.
Alright, food is decaying. Is this the food in here? No, because we don't have rot. There's a little blob of polluted oxygen just there. Should get squeezed out and upwards.
Lovely.
And then the carbon dioxide will come down here. We could actually
On
help it on
Radiator's
its way.
bucket list
Yeah.
is to see 1,000 kilos of salt at one point in his life. I hope you're talking about actual salt there, because seeing the number here will not be as impressive as you're thinking. On Ralph's bucket list is to get away with that murder. He means visiting the Eiffel Tower. I wouldn't recommend that. It's not as impressive as all the people are telling you. Basically just a big stick. Basically anything. And you're heating up that ice biome there.
Well, yeah. It's not a properly insulated biome. So this is going to melt over time. But in the meantime, we can use it for growing sleet wheat.
Okay.
Until we
building
find...
lacks resources.
that will be the microbe musher. We've got one set up for meal lice, so that if we get any meal lice, we can cook them immediately.
Yeah, people look a bit sick.
Yeah, they don't like running around in all this polluted oxygen. It can make them sick.
Bill also
Alright.
points out that he's been to the Eiffel Tower, he spit from the top and got a t-shirt. As a result of spitting? Or were these two things unrelated? Also, I don't believe in t-shirts. They're just like postcards, but more expensive and obnoxious.
Do we not allow people to eat pincher pepper nuts. I think we allow everybody to eat everything, don't we? Yeah, we do. They just decided they didn't want to.
Jim Hon points out that Anubis has only got 400 headstones so far, so getting to 1,000 kilos of salt for Mir may still take a while. Well, at the rate I'm currently going at, it might not take that long. Though still longer.
Hang on. 1, 2... How big did we make our floors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Terry sees Mir in a suit and tie, not wearing t-shirts. Damn right. And Mir has now collected 74 grams of salt just because
20.
I've got a sense of fashion. How does Anubis get at least 30 headstones per stream? He can't die that much! I mean, he's almost as clumsy as Sal, and she doesn't die as much.
True. Mm-hmm.
And then again, she plays fewer games in which she can die directly. And if she does, she gets it out of the way immediately, so there'll be no more dying in the future. Ah, okay. Apparently spitting off the Eiffel Tower didn't earn him that t-shirt. It's just the variation on the saying "been there, done that, got the t-shirt." I had no idea that getting a t-shirt is a saying.
Did you not? Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Yeah.
You didn't know about that?
No.
Oh.
I know the version where they said, "I've done something and something, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt."
Yeah, that's another version.
Ralph is trying to say something in French, but I'm not going to pronounce that. It's been a while since I've tried French, and even though my teacher always commended me on my accent, I don't like to butcher the language.
Right, we'll sweep all of this now.
Oh, geez. Well, also didn't actually spit. There was a classmate. There's photographic evidence of that. He dropped a coin, and that's actually a bit concerning, pal.
Right, be prepared for the Mir speech.
Yeah, that's wasting money. Should have used a pebble or something. Or a brick if you want to kill somebody already. And using headstones is more like a way for Anubis not to miss chat messages. Well, fair point, but that's abusing the headstone system a bit. And I don't think you can make messages that impressive that they warrant a headstone. Apparently I get more salt. And no, I'd rather not use Netflix. Not a big fan of it myself. Oh, but also was expecting a speech on ethics. Well, I don't mind you killing anybody.
I was thinking more of a speech on health and safety was what I was expecting.
Well, health and safety is ethics.
Is it?
Well, it is.
Okay.
It would be unethical to not regard health and safety.
Okay.
But then again, I'm the person who advocated removing railings and stairs because people were falling off them too easily. Oh, I'm getting salt because I'm complaining about getting salt. I've now collected 77 grams of salt. You're just trying to reach 100 in one stream, aren't you? This is not a marathon on salt. Mir's Rarestone number 13. Are you saying that the Ambassador of Death can't kill who he likes? Well, I wasn't. I was telling people if you want to throw bricks off the Eiffel Tower, feel free to, but you'll have to be the one that carries that thing up there and explaining to everyone that it's just for, I don't know, medical purposes or something.
Oh, steam geyser! Excellent.
Well,
Do
we
we
were
have,
already expecting that.
Well,
That's
no, I was hoping it was, but I wasn't sure.
That's a bit morbid, but also points out that the Eiffel Tower must be the ultimate achievement for jumpers. Not sure, it's a bit... Wouldn't you hit one of the girders before you hit the ground? And that's a bit... Oh, now I've got a headache because I imagine falling on a girder and then on the ground from the Eiffel Tower. I'm pretty sure it's worse than that if you'd actually do it. Bloody wants you to rename the stream to Mere Salty Marathon.
Let's see. I am going to put a row of those down here.
Terry Love points out that you should just carry a brick and a feather up the Eiffel Tower and say you're just doing a scientific experiment. Still a point, wouldn't the brick or the feather hit one of the girders beforehand? Or do you just throw them very far out too? Looks a bit weird.
Well, the experiment was actually carried out in a vacuum.
Well, yeah, but still, it's funnier on the Eiffel Tower. Worst part, of course, would be if the brick misses and the only thing that gets hurt is an eye by the feather flying into it. Still funny. But, you know.
Oh, how did you fools get down there?
Ralph is encouraging people in chat to contribute to the salt pile. I'd like to have the salt pile, you know, relate to the salty things I'm saying. I don't want to just have a constant stream of salt for the sake of it.
So for the people asking about who are saying dupes, oh, Mia, you idiot.
Thank you.
So Mia was one of the people who trapped himself down in here. Now,
It's a solid air pocket. I'll be fine for another hour or so.
You can't get to your bed. You can't get to a toilet.
It's still the middle of the day.
You were trapped down there with Bulls who's diseased. Look, he's got spores coming off him.
Well, that's just rude to bulls. Are you trying to say we should exclude all the people who are not, who are diseased? Well, that's a bit rude.
Now I'm having to let this oxygen out into the same floor as my ration box, so we're going to get some... and you know what? I think we'll do a high priority sweep down here, because this is where the hatch is. Actually, cancel that. Instead, someone come and dig up that hatch.
You did not. Terry Love thinks that the salt mine is doing fine, just without his contribution already. But speaking of that, a new
it's
game
Radiator.
idea.
Radiator is going to be the one who fights the hatch.
Ooh, you're making it exciting. Looks more like he's using a weed whacker.
Well, at the moment, all he thinks is I have innocently asked him to dig up a pile of dirt. Now, where is the... Oh, no, he dug up the meal lice. No, dig up the... Damn it.
Brilliant.
Dig.
As I was trying to say, a new game
Alright,
idea,
dig
Salt
underneath
Not
it.
Included by Terry Love. But also would like to know where the entire Ambassador of Death thing came from. He's seen Jim Hon call himself that several times on numerous streams, but he doesn't know what
it's going to be
about.
Ralph.
He doesn't look to be in a condition to find a hatch, but alright.
There we go. Right, hatch. Attack everybody. Ralph and drills, and here comes Potato. Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Mia's now collected 82 grams of salt. And I should stop complaining about my salt.
So, what do we have in here? We are sweeping everything at the moment. That'll do. So we've got nothing that is liquefiable. Oh no, there's the one that's got the liquefiables in it. Yeah, we'll copy those settings. That didn't include food, did it?
I haven't been saying anything for almost the past minute and I still get salt. Terry Love would like to know if they're using Dyson vacuum cleaners to do everything.
Yeah.
I don't think Cly Entertainment can afford the branding. So those are just no-name Dyson lookalikes.
Alright, let's get them focused on this work over here. Come and do this. Because again, we're going to need to let this water come through and let the walls collapse and all that sort of thing.
And thank you, Radiator. I appreciate that you've seen the way of proper salt attribution. Salt attribution. Distribution. Ah, you've confused me. Appropriate amounts of salt for the appropriate moments. Point in case being Jim Hon was deemed the ambassador of death by Anubis himself. Quite fitting, seeing how Anubis is the Egyptian god of the underworld. After Jim Hon came up with the idea of headstones during the early days of Anubis' streams, before there was a chatbot and even commands. Which Bill also finds interesting. You know what else is interesting?
What?
The stream is drawing to a close in about 3.5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, what we could do, because we are at the end of a cycle, everybody's asleep, we could end the stream here. Because just for people who haven't watched us play Oxygen Not Included before, let's just freeze that. Oh, let's let Mia get to bed.
How kind of you.
I stream...
Oh, for a second I thought I got a whole floor to myself, but no, with those two weirdos sleeping next to me.
Jade, Dog and Ralph.
You should move them out. I like my statue hallway bedroom.
We will give everybody their own rooms as we expand.
Whoopsie
Everyone's
daisy.
just sleeping in barracks at the moment. What?
How did that happen again?
What? Oh, you've switched on the spamming all caps thing in the
I didn't switch it on. I didn't switch it on. It did it on its own. The automated moderator has put Radiator in the timeout jail for a few seconds. Terribly sorry. Try to not use all caps messages, I guess.
Until Mia fixes the thing.
Well, no. I'm not planning on fixing it. I don't like caps. Fine, I'm fixing it.
So, yes, with Oxygen Not Included, we just stream for an hour. And then take a break, and I just have a quick look over the base, work out what it is we need to do next, because it's quite a technical game, and plan out the sort of next level of design. Now, I think the next stage... Are you up for another hour stream, Mia?
Oh, I'm forced into that, I suppose, so yes.
Yep. So we'll take a break here, and give us 10-20 minutes, and we'll be back again with the next episode. Is that good? You happy?
Fine.
People can't see your expression.
I know.
Your expression
but they can imagine it.
They can.
It's literally pouring salt out of my eyes.
So we'll leave it here, and we'll be back in a short while. So bye for now.